Welcome back to our channel. Here's Module 3, Part 2, Operations on Integers. What I need to know. At the end of the discussion, you are expected to first, perform operation on integers, and second, solve simple word problem involving operations on integers. So we have the four basic fundamental operations. We have the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and the division. Let us have addition of integers. In adding integers, we can use the number line or a rule. First, I will teach you how to use the number line. Let us have these three examples. A. Find the sum of positive 2 and positive 3. Always remember that positive numbers means movement to the right and negative numbers are the movement to the left. So let us first have positive 2 on our number line. Then add positive 3 or 3 movements to the right, so we will arrive at 5. So the sum of positive 2 and positive 3 is equal to 5. Letter B. What is negative 4 plus negative 2? So negative, we will have the movement to the left. So we have negative 4, then another negative 2, so another 2 movement to the left, we will arrive at 6. So our answer for negative 4 plus negative 2 is equal to negative 6. And last, letter C, find the value of positive 5 plus negative 4. Here is our positive 5. Then we will add negative 4, so we will have 4 movements to the left. So we will arrive at 1. That's right. So the value of positive 5 plus negative 4 is equal to 1. Rules in adding integers. We have two rules. One for the like sign and the other is for the different sign. When we say like sign, it is adding 2 positive or 2 negative. And different sign, we have negative plus positive or positive plus negative. So when we have like sign, let us follow. First, add the absolute values of the two numbers. And second, copy the sign before the sum. Let us have this example. We have 3 plus 7. So we have the same sign. Just add the absolute values of 3 and 7. Our final answer is equal to 10. Another example. We have negative 3 plus negative 7. We have two negative numbers here. So add their absolute value. We will have absolute value of negative 3 plus the absolute value of negative 7. Our final answer is negative 10. So negative because we are adding two negative numbers. Let us have the different sign. First is to subtract the absolute values of the two numbers. Then, copy sign of the number with greater absolute value. Let us have the first example. 3 plus negative 7. Adding their absolute value, we will have the absolute value of positive 3 plus negative 7. So we will subtract because they have different signs. So 3 minus 7 or 7 minus 3 is equal to 4. And since negative 7 is greater with absolute value, our final answer will be negative 4. And last example, we have negative 3 plus positive 7. Again, we have different sign. So the absolute value of negative 3 plus the absolute value of positive 7, subtract them, we will have 4. And since 7 is greater in absolute value, our final answer will be positive 4. Let us use here the symbols so you could better understand. So if we have positive plus positive, just always add and our answer is always positive. And when we have both negative, we will also add and the answer should always be negative. But if we have different sign like negative and positive or positive and negative, So we will always subtract. Then, copy the sign of the greater absolute value. So I hope this helped you a lot. Let us have this problem solving. Susie receives 2 items in the mail. One is a check worth 3,000 pesos while the other one is a house rental bill amounting to 5,000 pesos. How much is her net worth? So when we say net worth, ito yung total wealth mo, kayamanan o pag-aari mo minus yung liabilities o yung mga binabayaran at utang mo. So let us solve Susie's net worth. Let us first write the given or identify them. So first one, we have the check, and that check is amounting to 3,000 pesos. Then she have the house rental bill, which is 5,000 pesos. Now, we are looking for her net worth. For our solution, we will use the rule. So net worth is equal to check plus her rental bill. So we will have N, then 3,000 plus negative 5,000. We have different signs, so we will follow the second rule for adding the integers. If we have different signs, it means are we going to add or are we going to subtract? That's right, we will subtract. So we will have N is equal to negative 2,000. How did it become negative 2,000? So we subtract 3,000 from 5,000, and since negative 5,000 is greater in absolute value, we will follow the negative sign. Addition of integers was easy, right? Now, let us have the subtraction of integers. Rules in subtracting integers. First, change the sign of the subtrahend or the number we subtract. Then, proceed using the rules in addition. Let us have this for example. So first is 6 minus 4. It is the same as 6 minus positive 4. The first rule is to change the sign of the subtrahend, which is our subtrahend, 6 or positive 4. That's right, it is the positive 4. So if we are going to change positive 4, we will have negative 4. Then proceed using the rules in addition. It means that we will change our subtraction sign into plus sign. So we have 6 plus negative 4. Then our rules in addition, since we have 2 different signs, it means that we are going to subtract. So 6 minus 4, that is 2. And since 6 is greater in absolute value, we will follow the positive sign. So 6 minus 4 is equal to 2. Or simply, we just follow the subtraction rule. Then, we have the second one, 6 minus negative 4. Let us first change our signs. So negative 4 will now be positive 4. Then the minus sign will be plus sign. So we will have 6 plus positive 4. We have the final answer, positive 10. Next, we have negative 6 minus 4. It means negative 6 minus positive 4. Then change positive 4. We will have negative 4. Then change our minus sign into plus sign, we will have negative 6 plus negative 4. So since we have same sign or like sign, we will add them. So 6 plus 4 is equal to 10, and since they are both negative, we will have negative as our sign. So our final answer for negative 6 minus 4 is negative 10. And last, we have negative 6 minus negative 4. Change the sign of our subtrahend, we will have positive 4. Then change the minus sign into plus sign, we will have negative 6 plus positive 4. So apply the rule in adding different signs. So we will have the absolute value of negative 6 plus 4 is equal to negative 2 since negative 6 is greater in absolute value. It's easy, isn't it? Now let's try solving this problem. Before the lockdown, John borrowed 600 pesos from Paul to add to his weekly budget. During the 3-week lockdown, John worked as a gardener for his neighbor and earned 400 pesos. If he gave the amount he earned to Paul as partial payment for the amount he borrowed, how much more does he owe Paul? Let's identify the given. So his borrowed money is amounting to 600 pesos and his earned money is 400 pesos. Now, we will solve for how much more does he owe Paul. Here's our solution. N is equal to negative 600. So, dahil ito ay utang, kaya negative 600 minus negative 400. So, binawasan niya yung utang niya ng 400. Now, let's solve. So, we will have N is equal to negative 600 minus negative 400. First is to change the sign of the subtrahend. Now, we will have positive 400. Then, change our sign, minus sign into plus sign. So, we will have negative 600 plus positive 400. Then, follow the addition rule for our different sign. So, let us get the absolute value of negative 600 and the 400. That will equal to negative 200 because negative 600 is greater in the absolute value. So this indicates that John still owes Paul an amount of 200 pesos. Easy, right? Now, let us have the multiplication of integers. Rule in multiplying integers. If we multiply two integers with like signs, we multiply the absolute values of the factors and write a positive sign before the product. And if we multiply two integers with different signs, we multiply the absolute values of the factors and write a negative sign before the product. Let us see this one. So if we multiply positive by a positive, our answer is always positive. A negative times negative is always positive. So remember that same sign is always positive. But if we will multiply negative to positive or positive to negative, the answer is always negative because different sign is always negative. Take note of this. Let us have this example. So multiply the following integers. So we have for number 1, 6 times 2. They are both positive, so we will just simply multiply 6 times 2, that is 12. Then for number 2, we have 7 times negative 4. So 1 is positive and 1 is negative. So let us first multiply 7 times 4 is 28. And since we have negative sign, we will follow negative. So for number 3, we have negative 3 times positive 5. So again, we have different signs. So 3 times 5 is 15 and our sign will be negative. So our answer is negative 15. And last, negative 5 times negative 4. We have like signs, both negative. So 5 times 4 is 20, and since negative times negative is always positive, our final answer will equal to positive 20. Is that clear? Very good. Another problem solving. So during the quarantine period, Joanna planned to lose weight. She planned on losing 2 kg per week by exercising and eating a well-balanced diet. By the end of the 5th week, how much weight did Joanna lose? Let's identify the given. So weight planned to lose per week is 2 kilograms. Then the numbers of week or the number of weeks is equal to 5. Now let us solve how much weight did Joanna lose. Solution. So n is equal to negative 2 times positive 5. So negative 2 kasi ito yung gusto niyang ibawas. So magbabawas siya na magbabawas na negative 2 or ng 2 kilograms in 5 weeks. So we will now have 5 times 2 is 10, and since they are different in sign, we will have negative 10. So this means that Joanna lost 10 kilograms in 5 weeks. Last, we will have the division of integers. Rules in dividing integers. If we divide two integers with like signs, we divide their absolute values and write a positive sign before the quotient. If we divide two integers with different sign, we divide their absolute values and write a negative sign before the quotient. Look at this representation of rules in dividing integers. So if we have same sign or positive divided by positive and negative divided by negative, our final answer is always positive. And if we have negative divided by positive or positive divided by negative or dividing different sign, our answer is always negative. So it is the same with the rules in multiplication of integers. So let's divide these following integers. Number 1, 10 divided by negative 5. So how many 5 do we have in 10? That is 2. And since we have different sign, we will have negative 2. Number 2, 12 divided by 3, or how many 3 we have in 12? That's right, we have 4, and since they have same sign or like sign, we will have positive 4. Number 3, negative 24 divided by negative 8, so another same sign or like sign. So how many 8 do we have in 24? That is 3. Very good. Number 4, we have negative 25 divided by 5. So we have different sign. Our final answer should be negative. So how many 5 do we have in 25? That's right. We have 5. And since we have negative, we have negative 5. And last, number 5, you are doing great. 18 divided by negative 3 is equal to negative 6. You are really good. That's all for now. Keep safe and God bless. See you in our Module 4.